So, what would be some direct actions that you, as a select board member, would take to reduce our carbon footprint here in Natick?
Good question. There's actually a lot that the select board can do to reduce our carbon footprint in Natick. So one thing is select board has control over the mix of electricity that we get through our community aggregation program. So this is the electricity that's going to your home, at least by default, people are enrolled in this program. And the select board, through negotiating our bulk contract for the aggregation program with the utility company, has the ability to set the amount of that power that comes from renewable energy. The select board has done a good job in the last few contracts of increasing the percentage that comes from renewables. And I'd like to see us keep doing that and even pushing for a faster rate of moving to renewable energy. The other thing the select board can do is controlling the mix of electricity we get for the power that the municipality itself uses. So one of the bigger carbon emitters in Natick is Natick itself, the town government. So, the schools, the fire department, the police department, et cetera, all of that uses power, and the power for that comes from the electricity company through a contract that's negotiated by the select board every few years. And in fact, that contract is up for renewal this year in 2022. So this select board will have the power to negotiate a new contract and demand more renewable energy in that contract. Other things we can do include thinking about this in procurement when we're talking about vehicles and stuff like that, being able to get vehicles for, police, fire department, DPW that are low emission or zero emission vehicles. Now, that's not always possible depending on some of these, specialty vehicles that some of those departments use, but there's still a lot of opportunity there to use our municipal buying power to support renewable to support renewable power. And then finally, the other thing is, through our buildings, right, through building design, there's a lot of choices there that we can make when we're, designing new municipal buildings or rehabbing old buildings to try to make them more, lower carbon emitting or zero carbon emitting buildings. And through our transportation policy, the select board doesn't have complete control over all of these areas, but things like encouraging more walkability in Natick through supporting the building and rehabbing of sidewalks, through making places just safer and easier for pedestrians and bicyclists to get to, so that people are incentivized not to take their cars everywhere, which is a major source of carbon emissions here in Natick. And that also goes with development as well, right? With smarter development that's a little closer to public transportation, where again people are de-incentivized from using cars excessively. So I think there's a ton that the select board can do on climate, and so we shouldn't feel like we just have to wait for national or whatever action on climate. We can do something right here, and a lot of it is at stake in this election.